Okay, welcome to the Lobo podcast. Your host, Giovanni Diaz. I'm in my basement right now because I don't have a studio. James Webb, our producer, is moving to New York for bigger and better things. Leaving the city. Did you guys see the weekend? We had like 50 shootings in the city. Our mayor is Lori Lightfoot. Why wouldn't he leave? But I do wish him the best. But until he is donating some equipment to Lincoln Lodge, so I'm waiting for that studio to open. And I'm going to start recording there. I'm sure for a little bit. I'm sure I'll say something that they consider racist, homophobic, misogynist. Is that how you say it? I'll get kicked out and I'll be back in the basement, or I'll have to go rogue like I did before I hooked up with James and had to go record people. But I'm going to get some new gear for when I have to do that. But anyways, I got you guys a best of the Lobo Den. The first episode was with Abi Sanchez. And this episode we recorded because the pandemic hit. I didn't have a studio. I was going to go to his house and record. Pandemic hits. He hits me up. He's like, Giovanni, I don't want to do this. So then I hooked up with James, recorded our first episode. So we have Abi Sanchez. Let's go through this. We have Abi Sanchez talking about throwing up. We got Julia Stoyanova telling us a little bit of her dark humor. Do you have some funny stuff? Remember Dale McPeek? He's in and out of the comedy scene, but I'm sure he's doing good. He's opened up for Louis. But we talk about pussy booty, getting molested for beans. I'm not going to go into details. We have Rebekah Gibson, Aaron Putnam, Eric Pennell. Funny one about that is I got into my car accident on the way to that episode. Ed Towns. For people outside of the community, there was a lot of shit going on during COVID, and people were doing open mics in parks, and everybody was angry. Like, you did anything, you killed your grandmother. So we talk about that. And there was an echo chamber of these Zoom comedy open mics where people would go and then not be funny, but then you'd be on Facebook and kiss everybody's ass. And it was an interesting time. But anyways, we have Ed Towns. Jim Flannigan talks about gambling. And we talk about, remember, I have a kid now, so we nurse, but some people have kids have to use this garbage baby formula that's, I don't know, I think it's just made out of like hot Cheeto resin, but unfortunately, well, some women can't nurse, but it seems like there's trash in there, but there's a shortage of that garbage out there. Nurse your kids if you can. They become 30% smarter. There's studies about it. But anyways, Calvin Evans, Tito, and we end things out with Tito and some spooky bitches. So check out the Lobo Den. Again, I do have a sponsor, LordVegas.com. So, if you want gear, okay, if you are a police officer, right, and you're outside of school and there's kids inside the school are getting shot up, what you can do is, since you're not going to do anything, you can go to LordVegas.com, get this cool gear. You can look cool outside with 25% off using the Lobo Den promo code on LordVegas.com, and you can go outside and look cool in your awesome Lord Vegas gear while parents are screaming at you to go inside and save their children. But no, somebody else, a good guy with a gun, will come in and take care of it, because you're just going to make everybody look bad so they can have legislation to take away the guns. I sound like Alex Jones, don't I? Anyways, go to LordVegas.com, support the podcast. Hopefully you get the new studio up soon. I'll get some more content out. And okay, here we go. Best of the Den, Lobo Den.
The last time I threw up, I was 22 years old, and it was
really,
yeah. So it's
Jerry Seinfeld.
It's been 20. It's been no, I hate it so much. It's been 20 years.
You don't drink then, right? You're a smoker.
No, I drink because I just drink vodka soda or vodka whatever, just vodka water, just because I know I'm not gonna get a hangover unless I get fucking drunk.
Okay.
But what the fuck was I? Oh,
22. You threw
22. Yeah, because growing up as a kid, throwing up for me was a fucking production. Like, I would sit on I'd kneel on the toilet in front of it, hug the thing, like how they do in movies,
like them girls,
where
they hold their hair up.
Yeah, but I'm talking like when someone's like overacting in a movie. I'm like, I relate to it. It's like, that's how I used to be. I'm talking knees would slap the ground. Like, I'd be kicking my knees. I'm slapping the toilet like, and then, I mean, afterwards, you're just sitting there like fucking spent. It was a disgusting feeling to me. My mom would laugh at me. She's like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
How old were you?
This was like up until about at least 10, 11 years old that it would be a production. And like, I never fucking really threw up, and then I did a bunch of Jaeger on my 22nd birthday, and all I had to eat that night was empanadas, like 4 of them. So it's like the Colombian style ones, so they're basically just like puff pastry, like not pastries, but just corn. It was like wasn't enough for all the shots that I did. I get to the house and I'm just walking downstairs, blah 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 blah. I'm like, nope, this is coming up. And as soon as I turn the corner, I go to the bathroom, I go to throw up. I missed the toilet by like 6 inches, and it was just all black Jaeger. And then I was just looking at it, and I was like, oh, motherfucker. So I just went to sleep. And then like I went to sleep fully fucking dressed, and I woke up and I was like, woke up at 6. You ever get that feeling where you wake up and like, fuck, I gotta do something, and you just can't think of what it is right now?
Every day.
And then it's like I wake up like, fuck, I was like, god damn it, I gotta clean up that fucking throw up. And then when it's just black shit, I'm like, how do you know like the floor is clean when you're doing throw up? You know what I'm saying? Like it's disgusting,
dude. I know a guy.
It's been 20 years since.
I know a guy in Miami. He got so drunk, right? He got home and he took coffee tables. He took a shit. He lived with his mom on the coffee table, right? Yeah, his mom kicked him out. He kicked him out for like 2 weeks or something like that, and he came back. But I've never done anything like that. I've thrown up on purpose, though. You ever do? You don't do that, right?
Throw up? No, I can't. I haven't thrown up in 20 years.
I mean, like, before you're pre. Okay.
No, I don't understand people that can do it. It's like they fucking creep me out. People that can make themselves throw up.
James, you throw up on purpose at all?
Hell no,
okay,
dude.
This is why.
Or like people that swallow pills without drinking anything. Like there's something wrong
That's
with
me.
it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Just to collect the saliva, right?
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Oh.
Dude,
Power through it.
Nah.
This is where I throw up on purpose. So if I'm home, right? What I try to do when I go home is like girls start messaging me to go out, and I'm like, I eat. Sometimes when I don't want to go, I want to stop myself from going out and being a bad person, right? Go out and drink and go to the bars and spend money and do all that stuff. I eat, so I'm full, and I go, I'm full. I can't.
So you just feel like a fat pig.
Like, I can stop myself. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a wall I'm building. Like, oh, now a girl, I can't. I just ate. But sometimes, like, if a girl's decent enough and she messaged me, I already ate, right? And it's like, fuck. So what I do is I go in the bathroom, throw it up. Oh my God. And
so you're just bulimic for sex?
Yeah.
You're sexually bulimic?
I'm sexually bulimic, yeah. Hey, I was reading this when I was watching YouTube videos. Bulgarians, when they say no, do they not? Is this something I just read? Is it fake? They say no, they go, this is no, and this is
so
yes?
True. Yes.
So that's true. So this is...
Like, yes.
That's... No means yes.
Yes, I'm saying
okay.
yes.
Okay, you're saying...
And this is no.
So when you first got here, when did you get here? Like 4 years ago, 6 years ago?
Jesus Christ, that was so difficult for me. I remember I went to Starbucks, and this lady, she was like, so do you want milk? And I was like, yes. So she was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, put it. So she
like, am I being held up?
She asked me like 3 times, like, seriously, eye contact, and I was like, yeah. And at the end, she was just like pouring and watching me, and she was like, I'm pouring it. I'm like, yeah. It was very confusing for people. Oh yeah. When I came here, I used to tell people the craziest and racist things ever, and Americans were like, oh yeah, they were like, you should not say that. Let me give you an example. Okay, so stay with me. So I was in a second city, and we had something like an exercise, like 2 people scene, and you should you should have the scene, and in the middle of the scene you should stop it and be like, I have a confession to make. And I stopped the scene, and I was like, I have confession to make. And this guy, he's American, he was like, what? And I was like, I'm a pedophile.
That's actually very funny. That's hilarious.
And the teacher, she was like, oh, stop. Wait.
Your teacher sucks. That's hilarious.
She didn't know how to react. She was like, okay, so.
She should react with laughter.
You're like, I'm
appropriate.
You're like, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm a rapist. I'm sorry.
You know, I do have a TikTok. So
you've been TikToking? Have you been
TikToking? No. You know, I feel bad because I have it, but I use it for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Like I'll go and find accounts of like lonely old people or like people with disabilities that are like trying to do what normal people do. And then, I share them with the comics, and we laugh, but, God's watching.
Does William Hong have what happened to him? Does he have a TikTok?
Dude, what's he doing? Did he ever make any money since all his songs were covers?
Did he?
She-bang!
I can look up his net worth right now.
Let's look up William Hong's net worth.
Yeah, his net worth. What do they pay at Best Buy? What's the Best Buy salary?
And she was one of these, she was like a Mexican Rachel Dolezal, where she was a white lady. And then, and then she had an accent, and I was like, where are you from? What kind of accent is that? She was like, oh, it's just, I'm white, but like, she's like,
yeah, that sounds exactly like the Rachel. It might have been her.
She has like 2 Mexican ex-husbands, a Mexican kid that got her a job at the Chrysler plant in Belvedere, Illinois, who was going to come home from his late shift that night, and then.
So you were in and out.
In her, I came in her because she can't have kids. She told me in the morning, right? And the night I wore a condom at night, but in the morning I was about to leave to go to work, and I was like, "Can you have kids?" And she's like, "No." Like for 10 years, I was like, "All right." So then I came in her. She has my.
There you go.
All right, shout out to.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, you can't have kids? Let me put it in raw. That's my main concern.
I have health insurance, right? I can't.
Let me. Hey, cough in my mouth before you go. I do want to have kids, but I want to be in a place in my life where I don't have to take care of them at all.
Like a nanny?
Like a nanny. Like a nanny. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, he's got my eyes. See you in 10 years. See you in 10 years when you hate me for never being around and you're good at basketball.
He's black? Wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't hear? My girlfriend's a hot black lady. She was in the Tekashi 6ix9ine video. With her thumper.
Or Gooba?
The Gooba, yeah. If you've seen this guy in his interviews... The other day, Trump. I don't know shit about Biden, but Trump, dude, this guy, he's like yesterday. This lady asked him a question. He's like, "Why don't you ask China?" And she was Chinese, and I was like, "This motherfucker's gangster, dude. This guy needs to hang out with 6ix9ine, bro. He should. Trump should let 6ix9ine move into the White House, bro. I'm advocating for that right now." Dude, Trump get 6ix9ine in the White House and take him everywhere, bro. Dude, if this is really a simulation like I think, whoever's running the simulation, make that happen. The main reason I did this one is because I saw the one you did with Brian Johnson. And I go, you know what? Anybody that's going to have him on, I'll do it. I'll do it. I got to finish watching that one. That was great. Yeah,
that's what he talks about.
And you just let him talk, too. And you just, and then I fingered this girl, and then my uncle was retarded, and then I went to jail. And then I got on the train, and then my uncle got out of jail. He was on the same train, and then he was retarded, and I paid her rent. Dude. That guy, if he's playing a gag, is a genius. Dude, anywhere you see him. Hey, Dale, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Just came from the Northwoods, Mike. It was good. I got up last, and then I did it, and then they didn't like my one joke about me fingering a girl for her rent, and then, but that's okay. I'm still working on it. It's only been 8 years. How are you? Yeah, I'll take a water. I did
a show with where it was a one clean set and one dirty set. It was a competition for the Chicago Comedy Radio thing, the Tony Carr thing, and it was one clean set and one dirty set. But Brian was like, "I'm gonna do my clean set," and then his clean set, he was talking about how he was masturbating or molested, and he was in a ditch, something about a ditch. And getting touched by an uncle. That's the most Brian Johnson shit. Dude, he cannot just get molested in a car like a normal person. He's got to be in a ditch or a sewer drain, dude. One of the things he said to me, he was like, I remember I was talking about his brother that he couldn't get out of his house. Oh my God. His brother lives with him, and he's like, he couldn't get him out because squatters' rights or something, or his disability. And he was like, I was like, and he one thing he did said to me, he's like, well, my brother's a lot worse than me. And I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, how bad does that brother gotta be to where he refuses to leave the home that Brian Johnson lives in? Like, Brian Johnson's like, so his brother's worse.
That's what he said. And for like years,
His brother got molested in the freezer aisle of the fucking CVS.
Oh, I've only been molested, I think, once.
God bless him. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was nice, though. It was in Mexico, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. What else you got on the list?
It was in that spot where my dad lives. I got deported. But it wasn't like a real molesting, I don't feel. Because I was like...
You didn't come?
No. It involved beans, right? I'm Mexican. It involved beans. There was a chick who was maybe a little bit older than me. So
the chick? Yeah, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count, right?
It doesn't count
I
at
might have
all.
been 7, right? I don't know.
Man, it doesn't count. Sorry.
I really like these beans.
No, it counts.
I really like these beans with some cheese, right? And she's like, Giovanni, you want some beans? And I was like, yeah. She's like, come over here. And then, oh wow, maybe hold on. Anyways, but she was like, come over here, I'll get you some beans. I was like, no, I was playing a game or something. I was like, you don't want the beans? Come this way. I'm going to the kitchen. She's like, no, come over here. And it was in her room. And then I don't know what she had her shirt off, or maybe it was like I mean,
when I got molested, they did the same thing but with ravioli.
it was a skinny black dude.
Emmett Cannon.
No, skinny from Milwaukee, Mr.
Tom Johnson.
No.
I don't want to play this game.
When I did the Vicky Lynn show and I got drunk and there was an old lady there that I ended up going home with.
I remember that.
I know, dude.
That's a classic Beloit story, as old as time.
Yeah. So basically, there was an old lady. Oh, she was a heckler, right? And she had like a raspy, like biker voice. And then me and Nate were like talking shit, like, what's wrong with this lady? Like, we're talking all this shit about her. And then so Vicky Lynn, I do a show. She gave me these drink tickets. Then I have some, and some people bought me some drink tickets. You remember the picture of there's a dude with a pug and a pug or something? I have a beard now. I don't know. Whatever. I look like somebody in a picture with a pug. And some white dude and his wife were like, come over here. I'll buy you shots. Just take a picture next to my wife's picture, the shirt. She was wearing the shirt that looked like me, and so they bought me shots. And then I was walking out and she was by the door, and this guy was like, hey, you want to take her home? And I was like, no, I just wanted to give her a ride. I was like, all right, what's the worst that's gonna happen? And then we pulled into the Denny's parking lot for food because I was like, I want to go eat. I'm wasted. I don't want to. And then that's where
Like, I don't want to drive home without food in my belly. I'm shit-faced.
Yeah, exactly, because I live an hour and a half away. And then I had sex with her at the parking lot at the Denny's.
Oh, my gosh.
Never went to the Denny's.
Oh, my God.
And then I go to take her home, right? And I'm there, and before, oh, God, or whatever. But nobody listens to this, right, that I'm talking? No ladies? I hope not. But anyways, then
don't say that about your podcast.
But she's about to go in. And before I go in, it's like, would you mind if I have anal sex with you before you go in? And she was like, sure.
Wait, that's what you asked her?
I didn't say like I was.
But that was very polite. You probably said it worse than that. I would say.
I actually said, would you mind if I fuck you in the ass or something like that? And she's like, in a raspy voice, she was like, she's like, all right, this isn't my first rodeo. This isn't my. She said that it was like not my first word. Yeah. So
and then you should have been like, actually, thank you, good night.
I should have.
Actually, I'm gonna mosey on home.
Oh, and then I remember she didn't let me in because she got dropped off
to
at
her
the bar.
house.
Yeah, because she lives with her 9-year-old mom, who made cinnamon rolls, and I wanted to go, but her mom was there, and then she dropped her off. The mom dropped her off at the bar because she didn't have a license. That's why I gave her a ride. And then she also had a Tinkerbell tattoo, or Tigger, one of the two. And then I remember that morning, that whole week, every drive to work, it was just I saw that tattoo under like her thigh, like my brain. After I left, like 20 minutes, the weed starts coming off, all the alcohol's wearing off, and then as I'm driving in the snow back on Valentine's Day from Beloit or South Beloit, I don't even know which one.
This sounds more like South Beloit. It sounds like the Illinois side of Beloit, not Wisconsin. I don't
one of the Beloits, and then I remember the drive back, and I was like. So Beloit was where you started your comedy career. It didn't go like that,
wow,
right?
Full circle.
Yeah, sorry about that. Where do you live? All the sisters done? Are you sister-free?
All my sisters are done. We just rekindled, so we've all throughout the year we'll talk to each other 1 week, and then my sister called me fat 4 months ago, and I have
the oldest one or the not oldest one?
The second to the oldest.
Well, the ones that live here. I know the ones here.
Okay, so the oldest one. So she called me fat. She called me fat over Christmas, and I haven't talked to her.
How did she say it? She just called.
This is what she did. This is so rude. So I'm in the kitchen. I'm making like a big bowl of like rice and beans. I'm at my weakest point, and she walks into the kitchen.
Eating like a Mexican is your weakest point. Okay,
yeah, that's my.
I really lowered myself, and I'm in the kitchen. I'm like, I'd worked all day, and she goes, "Are you still doing keto?" And I was like, "No, I've kind of like stopped. I've gotten really happy with myself." And she goes, "All my sisters are fat." And then she walked out of the room.
You're white, Rebekah, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're white. From what's your white background? Do you know?
I am like an eighth Cherokee, of course. And where I am. And look at my cheekbones. And Irish and like English or Swedish.
Okay,
good
point.
Sure. You asked the question. I wasn't going to bring that up.
No, but I remember this. I remember that we was Pilsen stand-up, right? We're at Pilsen stand. I tell these people this story because there was reggaeton. Do you know what that is now? Okay, probably not. Okay, do you know what reggaeton is, right? Yeah. Okay, well, I remember I was talking to Rebekah about reggaeton. There was a song, and I was like, and I said something.
What is it?
I'll tell you in a second. But I was talking.
I feel like you're gonna trick me.
No, you know what reggaeton is.
You're like, go ahead, James. Give the definition.
There was a song or something, and then I remember it was playing in the background at Pilsen Stand Up. If you don't know, it's in Pilsen. It was like mostly it's a Latino show, or is it Latinx now? I don't
Bomb
know.
my ass off there.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were there. Yeah, you were performing.
I don't know if it was the same one. Yeah, I think I only did one.
I think so. Yeah. No, I didn't do good my first time. You're a fucking loser. But
you're heckling me.
Oh, they were.
You know when you're not good at like sometimes you're on with the retorts and sometimes you're just like nah.
What they said, do you remember what they said to you?
I didn't know they were hitting on me. I was looking pretty hot. He was pretty hot on it.
So I was like, the song was playing. I was like, man, I was like, Rebekah, I love reggaeton, right? I was like, I love these songs. I love something about reggaeton. And he's like, oh yeah, I love Bob Marley too, is what you said. I thought it was a very cute.
Yeah. Well, I was probably making a funny.
You weren't.
I think I was probably making a joke.
You were no, and then I explained to reggaeton. I think I explained to her what reggaeton was.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I thought it was cute, but you know what reggaeton? It's like Bad Bunny. It's a mixture.
Oh, well, I know Bad Bunny
now, right? But it wasn't as popular back then, which is. But yeah, reggaeton.
Well, of course.
I saw Bad Bunny live.
Is reggaeton his song? Oh. Is this Bob Marley?
Seemed upset, right? But you and your wife are happy, right? I'm not happy.
Yeah, we're good most of the time, and we've known each other since 7th grade.
So you met her in 7th grade, but you guys didn't.
No.
What's that?
We fucked once in junior year, but she doesn't remember. Because sometimes we get in a fight, and I'm like, it's like something about her ex-husband. I'm like, yo, I had that first. She's like, when? I was like, 11th grade. You don't remember? It's on a waterbed. Bang!
Oh, when I discovered malt liquor, I thought I cracked the code. I was like, wait a second. No.
Okay, because I'm in my early 40s, so think about this. So back in the day, we had a joke when we were skateboarding. We're like, we called it the $8 buzz. It was a hit of acid and 2 40s, and you were faded for 18 hours. So like we
That's a fish.
because before you went to like bars and people didn't smoke good weed. You know what I'm talking about?
No, there was
so
no
back
good
then
weed.
it was like, how are we gonna get fucked up? You know what I mean? And thank God, pills weren't around, any of that shit. So back in the day, it was just like we did like acid and rode our skateboards and drank 40s. But it tastes like shit. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. You don't drink at all at zero?
No,
You're at
I'm
zero?
done because like for me, when you get the allergy, that's when, besides drinking because it's your release, but then when your body needs it because you drink so regularly. So basically, if I didn't have a drink by a certain time of the day, I couldn't really like do a lot of shit. Like I would be like, if I don't have a drink, I can't go to work. I can't move. I'm sick. You know what I mean? So that's the double whammy.
So you were daily drinker.
Daily, like hourly.
Okay.
Much, towards the end. But so I hung it up, dude. But
did you really shit your pants?
Yes.
Was that your rock bottom?
Did you know that?
I've watched the clip. I was watching a clip the other day.
So
I wasn't there or anything.
Real talk, dude. So in LA, it happened towards the end of my drinking. This is the thing. If you're not eating anything and all you're doing is drinking, the booze goes down your stomach, does a skip, hop, and a jump over your upper intestines and down to your lower, and literally just comes out your asshole. So
nice.
And it's like, I'm not trying to be gross, but like yellow fucking bile, like alcohol, smells like vodka. And the bar I was in was filled with
the stuff that comes out when you dry heave, right?
It's basically my stomach. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. I mean, this is what a lot of alcoholics deal with. But dude, it was one of those things where I needed a drink, and so I was drinking these crazy back for some reason I go through phases. I was drinking vodka grapefruits or something. So I, through the straw, boom, 2 of them. And then I was talking to someone and kind of was having a good time because it entered my system and calmed me down. And then I didn't try to fart or anything. I literally shit my pants. And I was standing there. I was leaving immediately. But as soon as I noticed that I shit my pants, that was not enough time to get out before someone goes, dude, you just shit your pants. Because alcohol shit, it's undeniable.
Oh, it's
and
like
it
cat shit territory.
It permeated the fucking room where it was like, yeah, you shit your pants. And I know. Okay, so one time before I really, really got sober, I was sober like 8 months in like 2009, I think. And I was working at a fancy hotel in New York, party town or whatever. But I decided I hadn't been drinking. And I did like a couple Percocets or something. So I was tricking. I already relapsed. I was tricking myself like, I'm not drinking. I'll do this. And then it just happened. This dude, Al, walked in. This old school like Jersey guy's like, fucking Aaron's here. Like, and I was like, oh no. And he's like, go on the fucking bound. What are you doing? And I was like, and it was one of those moments. And I did it. And then I drank for 3 years. Dude, and I got fired that night. It was like that. It's one of those things where it's like, he snores it, cancel Christmas. All of a sudden in the corner, he's like, they see him dragging me out. It's like, see you later. You know what I mean?
Fucking stories for days.
So we were supposed to record at 6:30 today, right? So we were supposed to record at 6:30. I was actually on the phone with my friends. I was on my phone with my friends. I'm talking to them. And then all of a sudden, bam, I get into a car accident. So
who hit who?
I hit this Polish chick, right? This is what happened.
It's your fault?
Not really. You know what I mean? Like, normally if you're rearing somebody, it's your fault. This is what happened, right? So I'm on Delaney. Delaney is a 2 lanes on one side, and then 2 lanes on the other side, right?
Yeah.
No shoulder. Like, maybe 8 inches between the curve and that, nothing there. I guess this is what happened. Like, I wasn't sure why the hell I hit her. What the fuck happened? But then I realized after, when I came back after the accident in my mom's car that I'm using, and I realized, so there's a hill, right? So there's a little bit hill, and then she parks right over the hill where you can't see her heart, but she parked her car in the middle of the street. This is like a 45, 50 speed limit street, right?
Yeah.
No, nothing except for
why'd she do that?
This is why she parked. She pulls over, right? I guess she pulled over because she had to take a shit. So she's 10 seconds from a gas station.
How do you know she had to take a shit? She told you she had to take a shit?
Before the cops came, she's like, okay. And like, so what happens is it hits, right? Man, airbags go off. Everything. Look, my wrist is fucked. Can you see the cut?
Yeah, he's got like a cut in his cheek.
I got a cut. My wrist, my ribs a little bit bruised, too.
You're going to be sore tomorrow.
Hopefully I'm not concussed. We'll see, right? I went to Racine, dude. I looked around. It felt like, I don't know, Detroit. It was shitty, dude.
Yeah.
It's Racine. That's where I picked up that girl who, I didn't tell you, the one... Oh, I told you with Brennan the other episode. That's the one who, her brother, raped her for a year. And
Damn,
then,
her brother raped her for a year?
For a year, right? And this is the girl who told me.
What happened after the year? He got a girlfriend or something like that?
He died of cancer.
He died of cancer? What a piece of
shit. But then...
Wait. So what, you met somebody there and you guys hook up, right? How long did it take her to tell you that, like, yeah, my brother raped me for a year? How long did that take from the beginning you meet her to, like, she tells you my brother raped me for a year? Because if that's, like, the first night or the first couple days, she's a fucking nut job herself.
So this is what happened that night. I'll be sort of brief because I think I already talked about it. But basically, she came over to my house, and then we're messing around. I'm trying to have sex. This is in my room, my bed. This is before trying to have sex. We're messing around, and then she drops it on me, and I'm like...
Why would she drop it on you right there?
Exactly, dude.
She's fucked up. I mean, he probably fucked her up. I'm not saying he didn't fuck her up, but she's all fucked up.
And she dropped that one. Oh, and then before that, she dropped that. She tried to kill herself the week before.
Oh, yeah.
On Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, fuck, dude. I should just go to bed, but I didn't. I kept pursuing to try to sleep.
Damaged fucking good.
But I hung out with her again after that.
Why? Why would you do that? There's no reason to even pick up the phone. One of the funniest things this motherfucker ever told me about was when you said you were in fucking... where's that place you go with your buddy down south?
Miami?
No, southern, like a South America type shit.
Oh, Honduras.
And you said you were doing coke with some like prostitute chick or something like that. And she goes, "Hey, ease up, watch out on that coke. It's real strong down here." And you said what?
No, so this is what happened. Honduras is closer to South America than Waukegan, Illinois, right?
Sure, yeah.
Don't think about
step
that.
on as much.
You
right?
don't think about it, right? So then when I get there, I was like, the first night, I was like, you know what? I want a hooker. So they got me a hooker the first night, dude. I already had her picked out and everything. So then she comes over, and then I remember the ones at Hunters are third world country cookers are different, right? They ask for a lot of things. She's like, oh, what's that? Let me get that. Free food, cookies, everything we had. Like, what do you, they take whatever. It's a third world country, right? You know what I mean? So then I remember I was doing coke. Then we get this room on. I'm doing coke, right? And it's pretty potent. I don't think about it, and I'm doing it, right? And then she's like, hey, maybe we were having sex and stuff. But then I was like, I wanted to do more coke, and I was like, how much fuck you in the ass? She's like 100. I'm like, lempiras?
100 to fuck her in the ass down there.
Bucks, right? That's what I thought. I was like 100 lempiras, which is maybe like $10 or $20. She's like, no, 100 American. I was like,
fuck that.
I was like, fuck that.
I
was
no
like,
$100 asshole.
Hold on, let me go to my book bag. So I go, I take the 100.
You paid $100 to fuck some Honduras hooker in her asshole?
I tried to.
That's fucking stupid.
But
dude.
I started doing more coke. Right?
Yeah.
And then she was like, hey, maybe you should slow down. I was like, don't tell me I'm American what to do. I was like, no, I'm good. And I was doing more and didn't think about it. It's way more potent. You're closer to South America. So now,
what happened?
Which I used to have a bit about this. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I used to have a bit. So I was basically saying like it looked, how it looks like when the plastic comes off the shoelace and you try to get in the hole. Yeah. Like that's what's happening. And so I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't.
Is that what happens when you do coke? If you get that type of dick?
Yeah, if you do too much cocaine, it kills your boner.
Really?
And Adderall too. So I had a friend, he had an injury, right? And he like injured his lungs or something, right? And so he went to go check some stuff out, some new product. And then and he realized that he couldn't snort because it was because of his lungs. And he couldn't, right? So then he was like, fuck, he was screwed, right? So then he had he wanted to get it, so he had friends try it out for him to make sure it was good, and it was. But then he was like, he had one friend come by, he's like, hey, have you ever heard of a foilie? Right? And I was like, what the hell is a foilie? You have heard of this? I just found out about, or he hypothetically, somebody did, found out about a foilie, right? And he's like, what you do is
he's just snitching on himself at this point.
No,
I don't know the heck I'm on anymore.
No, it's part of his character I'm playing, right? Like remember Alex Jones in court? He was like, it's not me, it's a character. So yeah, it's a character. So this book I was reading, right? This guy finds out what a foilie is, and he was like, so basically, just you put coke on this piece of foil, you put water, you spread it out, and then you heat it up on the bottom with a lighter, and then you smoke the fumes with like a straw or something like that. And I was like, and it looks horrible, right? It looks like you're smoking crack. Yeah. And I was like, what? And so somebody researched. So when I found out about this, I started researching. And I was like, that's very interesting. So I started researching, and I watched a video of a guy doing crack, and then the only difference I saw was he puts a little baking soda, cooks it, makes it hard, and then but it almost, so that's freebasing basically. I think that's
that's what hypothetically this myth.
Yeah. Like,
by the way, this is the most detailed hypothetical story I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
It had street addresses, time codes in it, and everything like that. The first real show I did, was this one guy just put this show together. It was when I met Michael Robinson, and he'll tell you this story.
What happened?
Yes, it was. We were all supposed to do 20 minutes. It was me, a comic I'm not going to name because they played me a little bit, but got mad respect for him. I'll tell you off mic.
Please.
And I think you heard the story before. And Michael Robinson.
Okay.
After the show is a twerk contest.
What?
Yeah. Now
my ribs hurt.
Now
when I laugh like that, it's because I have injured ribs.
I got it. Yeah. Allegedly or hypothetically injured ribs.
No, that was that person was a lung thing. This is a rib thing.
So I was so Mike went up first. Of course, twerk contest following the comedy has no chance.
Oh,
so because everybody already knows, you're waiting for the twerk.
Yeah, they're waiting for the twerk
Yeah.
contest. The wet t-shirt twerk contest. I forgot to add that little flair in there.
So yeah,
So,
you're
Where
stopping.
is this? I missed the intro. To
This is at it's a place on the south side. I can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
But one of my buddies from I kind of knew back in the day put it together, and he was like, "Hey, I know you're a comic. You want to do the set?" And of course, you don't know better. You're like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, I'll pay this much money.
I got
Fuck yeah."
this great show.
I got
for
this
you.
great show that has a twerk contest afterwards. And my dumbass was thinking like, all right, so it's going to be a comedy show, then a twerk show. I wasn't thinking like they're all together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Oh wait, we meet all together.
So I was thinking it was a comedy show, and then somewhere else there was going to be a twerk show. Two different audiences.
Okay.
Like, we're here for comedy, we're here for titties. And they kind of separate. No, they're all over there for titties. No one was there for comedy. So Mike gets up there. He gets 5 minutes into the set, and he's bombing immediately. And this other comic who I respect, pretty big name in the scene, comes up to me and says, "Hey, I got another room to go to." And I knew that. I knew they had another, so they weren't lying. "I got another room to go to. Do you mind if I get up first and you go on after?" I had no business following this person. at this time at all. I would even say now, depending on the situation. I'm not that. I'm pretty cocky still. All right. I was like, yeah, go ahead. You know, gets up there, does a bunch of shit. Not reads the room well. Doesn't go do straight joke shit. She's there. Fuck. She's
they
shit. Fuck it. They got it out. Well,
Okay.
who knows? They are mixing in music shit, stuff like that, and they're doing all right for the situation. You know, because
Okay.
they read the room. Like, all right, they're not. I can't get their attention
Yeah.
with this shit. I got to kind of go in and out. So I get up there, immediately starts eating a dick.
How long?
Right away.
How long in comedy were you in this show? A year or two, or
3 years, but
Okay.
really, realistically, that was my first year of comedy.
Okay.
The first 3 years of
you were
comedy, I was
fucking around?
Yes.
Yeah, bullshit. All right.
So I'm sitting there. I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, hey, one thing someone taught me is that no matter what, just do your fucking time. I'm sitting up there eating dicks. I look out in the audience, and this person is selling their CDs to the audience members as I mean. Yeah, I was just like, get the fuck out of here. Fuck this business, man. I mean, weren't you supposed to fucking leave? Now you're helping the fucking rioters against me. It's like, Jesus Christ. Oh God. I got there, I got my money, and I was still like so angry I didn't want to drive my car. So I sat in the back of the bar and angrily watched titties bounce. Definitely, dude, I have this rage in me. Every time I open up Facebook. Just all these garbage comics with the overconfidence of a Dave Chappelle right now, because there's no real audience members to keep them in check. You know what I'm saying? There's no people to say, hey, you fucking suck. So they've been stuck in this echo chamber of Facebook of likes, heart, care. And I'm
Get 'em.
dude, I can't wait to take my fiery sword out, man. I'm the angel of death when it comes to this shit, bro.
dude, people don't
And
know.
I'm just gonna
Ed-
start whacking heads off, man. Whacking heads off.
Yeah, where people don't know.
I
Ed,
seen one comic just like, oh God, this guy he disgusted me. I'm not gonna say his name.
I think I know the name.
But
Well, I don't even know.
He
I'm
was just
saying.
like, you know what? I'm done being. This is like 2 months into quarantine.
I know exactly
I'm
what this
done
is.
being overlooked. I know I'm the
Yes.
shit.
I knew
I'm
it,
like,
dude.
nigga, you have not. I've only seen you eat dicks. You've eaten so much dicks. I thought that's what you were going for. You know what I'm saying? I thought you just loved to taste the dick.
And I thought.
And I'm like, oh my God. I had that happen to me. That person's girlfriend. To give you,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I'm at a party.
I can't wait to hear.
you really? You have a regular life.
I'm at a party. You might as well take notes because I'm dropping names. I haven't said shit to nobody in fucking months. So
Okay.
I'm at a party. This is after CYSK auditions. They corner me and they're like, Ed.
Him and his girl.
No, just her.
Okay.
Ed, what the fuck? How come I didn't get passed? Right? And I'm like, well, people crushed. I don't think you understand that. People crushed. This is the audition open mic. This is before the auditions. So we listened to people who made the audition show. They didn't make it. I'm like, people fucking crushed. It's like, no, I crushed too. And I'm like, ugh, I want to tell her she ate a dick. But I'm nice and she's never really done anything. But that delusion of, I'm like, no, but I don't understand. I don't think you understand how people fucking murdered. If you didn't murder, you weren't gonna make it, and they just couldn't wrap their brains around murdering, which is true. Everyone made it murdered. Some people did good.
Yeah, you didn't book any scrubs off
No,
that.
everyone murdered, and I'm saying you did not murder. And she was so delusional. She thought she murdered when she didn't even do good. You know what I'm saying?
People quit comedy. What are
Yeah,
some of the best ones you've seen?
Dude, there is
where people have been broken.
There is eight people that quit comedy and 5 people that's broken up. 5 couples. Yes.
Hey, 5.
One is a double play. What I call a double play is a comic that comes in with a girl and they break up as he quits comedy. That happened once, and that was probably the greatest work that
Who was it?
I can't even take it.
Who broke him?
It was a group effort. I was proud. That's the group of comics I was proud of. It was a group effort. Yeah, it was. Oh, God, I think I remember that night. Martin was there, and Martin was just hanging out the bar. He did a.
I remember this.
He wasn't hosting that night.
No.
He just did a set. He was at the bar drinking, and he mentioned Second City. This is back when he used to do Second City, and then he was like, Martin was just drinking, and the guy was already having a bad set, and the room was taking over. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And then so he tries to lash out, and he's yelling at Martin. Martin's back is to him. Hey, fuck you and your Second City shit. You think you're big shit? And Martin doesn't even realize the nigga's talking to him. And then as he's like, Martin's like, are you talking to me? He's like, yeah, man. But, and then the room at this point fully turns in on him. And then if you look, you can see his girl walking through the stage and out the door. And that's the last we saw of either two of those. I think we saw the guy one more time. He was out somewhere else. And then someone told the story about that at a mic. And that did him in.
Are you a good gambler?
Everyone thinks they're a good gambler. My friends are like, well, you're a good gambler. You win a lot and lose a lot. I'm like, that's not a good gambler. That's not a good gambler. But I'm not like, I don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not online. I'm not like betting on the Korean baseball league because it's available.
What's the most you've lost in the night?
God, I don't have enough to say this number. Like, it's not, but like, but because I was in Vegas
Like how?
on
Like,
a streak.
let's say how you were
20
really
grand.
high. Okay.
20 grand.
Whoa.
But I'm not like, it's not like I have like, you know what I'm saying, like I was
You were up so much.
And
Okay, yeah.
then-
So it's not like you were like.
like one night at a high limit table. I still ended that trip up a few $100, but I.
You know that Attell joke when he's the gambling joke. Oh, I forgot. I can't.
Oh God, yeah. Where it's every gambling story, starts the same. I was up $8,000. Next thing you know, I was blowing a guy for a sandwich.
Yeah, there we go.
Rich versus wealthy. Someone shared that clip today. Where he's like, we don't have anyone who's wealthy. He's like, Shaq is rich. The white man who signs his check is wealthy. He's like, I'm not talking Oprah. I'm talking about the dude who owns Similac.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
the
brothers.
I shouldn't have said that.
It's the titty milk. Yeah, Similac titty milk. That's your sponsor, isn't it?
Formula.
Isn't it? Isn't that your sponsor, Similac titty milk?
Do they lock up the Similac where you live?
I don't know.
Okay, then you probably live in a nice area. What about you? They lock it up by me.
The what?
Formula, baby formula.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, you live in a nice neighborhood.
That you formula. That's how you. That's the sign language is pointing at breasts. So formula. I see why you called it titty milk. All right. We're all canceled after this, aren't we? Really?
It's like time is the clock is ticking on me.
It's good to know now. 50 minutes into the episode, could have mentioned.
Blah blah blah. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I was wrong.
But that's the beauty of drugs and alcohol is that it allows you to fuck up because you're inebriated. You out of your mind a little bit. I don't have that luxury of that. Anytime
you fucked up, it's like
no, you did that shit.
You're sober.
You were very sober and you made a decision and you carried it out. So
I never thought about that.
I should have started drinking.
No, dude.
You can get drunk and do it, man. You can kick somebody's baby in the chest and just be like, man, I was drunk. I don't remember none of that shit, man. My bad. I'm so sorry. Is the baby okay?
Jaeger, you know what I mean?
Right. I kick a baby in the chest. They're like, yo, you kicked that baby in the chest, man. Oh, you kicked that baby in the chest. Why would you do that?
No, I had no crazy white girls. I did find a spooky bitch. I did find
what are these spooky bitches? I always thought it was like a suicide white girl when you said spooky.
Bitch, bro. She okay, what's a spooky? So kind of like those gothy type of chicks a little bit.
Okay.
Right?
Mascara.
It's more like an energy to
Wiccan.
Yeah, or not just Wiccan, but they had like a lot of tattoos and a lot of like retro shit going on.
Latina or?
She was black.
Okay.
She was black. She was a siesta. And she had a sister.
Oh, I thought it was a siesta. All right, go ahead.
And she had like a bald fade, but her hair was dyed like pink, and she had like all these back tattoos and like piercings and shit, and
body manipulation.
She was a very attractive.
How'd you meet her?
Tinder, bro.
Apps. Okay.
Tinder, bro. I met her on Tinder right before quarantine, like. When that shit hit, like the 15th of March or whatever.
I think right. Whenever, like the weekend after the green holiday.
We went out for like a drink or whatever, like the 10th, and she had flown in. She had lived abroad for like 2-3 years, and she came back.
Wait, she flew in, a girl?
She flew into Chicago.
Oh,
she's from here, but she had been traveling for like 2-3 years abroad, and she when the Corona thing hit, since she's a nurse. She decided to fly back to the States to make quick money. Good money, too, because they were paying, like, fucking 5 times the average pay. So she came back for, like, a few months, she thought. But anyways, we met, and yeah, this is what happened. I'm gonna tell you this story. So we met on Tinder. We went on a date, and it wasn't a great date. I had like a weird vibe with her. She seemed a little too lost, and I get it because I backpacked for a few years. So like when you come back to this like modernized reality, you know, it's weird because you're not paying attention to news. So she was a little loosey, plus had other things that were a little like iffy to me. You know what I'm saying? She was staying with some random dude that she met right before she left Chicago 3 years ago, and I'm like, don't you got any friends, bitch? Like, don't you got any real?
Is she from Chicago?
Like, there's a fucking lockdown here. You hang out with some rando you met like a week before you dipped to Vietnam or whatever the fuck. Okay, that was weird. And then it turns out he had a girlfriend and didn't tell her that this chick that flew in, we're gonna call her Kay.
Okay.
We're gonna call her Kay. That he didn't tell his girlfriend that this girl Kay was gonna stay with his ass indefinitely. So like that plan fell apart, and I know this because she's telling me, because after we went on the date, I didn't know if I was gonna see her again. So she's telling me, and then she had like this other friend that also backed out last second. So she's now calling me, and she's just like, I don't know what to do, and I'm like, fuck.
No, come on, dude.
My mom owns a property. I live in the property.
Okay.
And we got 3 units, and the top unit had just gotten rehabbed, and we still had rooms to rent out. And I bit my lip, and I was like, fuck, I think I got a solution for you.
Okay. Is this after you smashed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it was good?
It was probably the best sex I've had. It was probably the best sex I've had in the past probably 2 years.
Yeah, okay, all right, this is making more
because the
sense.
spooky bitch was fuck the shit out of your dick. There's one common theme with these spooky ass bitches is that they know their dick game, bro. It is their sport of choice sometimes. You understand? You got pants, spooky bitches got dicks or something. And she was wild, and I absolutely loved it. We matched very well on a lot of things. But she was very argumentative and combative. So as soon as she moved in, there was little things that just started.
Now she's in a different unit than you, right? You're
yeah,
not
she's
the
in a
same.
different unit, but
Okay.
not my unit. But I never locked my back door. So you can.
That's what
just
she
kinda-
said.
Yeah, and so she ended up moving in, and yeah, the first few days were pretty cool. She would just walk down, we'd smash, she'd leave. It was great.
And then she go to work, right?
Yeah, she picked up gigs and she taught online, and she had this whole little schedule thing for herself, right? And we ended up just like having a good time, but then every time we were just like talking, we'd end up in a fucking argument. We'd end up in the biggest like nonsensical arguments. And it was always trying to outdo each other, and she was always telling me how much she was loved by her friends back home and all these like people that are really.
What's back home to her?
Where she was living abroad.
Oh, okay.
She was in Southeast Asia, and so she like keeps like having to like affirm her person, which was a weird. Like I've never met anyone that had to be like, I listen to the best music. I'm like, who fucking talks
What's this
like
music that she listens to?
It was like a lot of alternative rock, and like Bjorn was a fucking thing for her.
Bjorn is the chick who showed up with the bird, right?
What? Bjork. I didn't even say that shit right.
Oh.
I say that shit.
She's from Iceland or Greenland or one of the lands.
And she made me listen to a few tracks. I was like, this is trash. What are you talking about? This is absolute fucking. What is this? But she was eclectic, and that's kind of what made her cool. But at the same time, it created a lot of problems. And then she like started asking for all these things to be done for the unit, little things. Okay, so I'll help out on reasonable demands, but things that never. So we had a gate in the front of the house that kind of slammed a little bit, and she's on the 3rd floor, and she would like text me. She's like, "Can you guys get that fixed? It wakes me up, whatever." And I'm like, okay. And I talked to my roommate who lives in the same room but the unit below, and I'm like, hey, does the door smashing bother you? He's like, yeah, you barely hear it. I was like, okay. So this is a weird little demand, so we fixed it. And then the shower head wasn't fucking like, yeah, right.
It wasn't blasting right.
So she's like, can you replace the shower head?
That's what women do, I've read.
What?
That's what they use to come. Shower heads.
Yeah.
Not
bathtubs and shit. Bitches don't use bathtubs no more. I don't even
There's
know
too many
that's a
germs
thing.
there.
I don't even know that's a thing. I'm talking shit. Anyways.
So no, some of them do with the bath salts. Not bath salts, right? No, it is bath salts, right?
There's bath salts, and then
there's a good
drug,
the Florida bath salts.
Yeah. They rip your face, eat your face.
Yeah, like Florida, dude. Shout out to Florida.
Shout out to
All
Florida.
right, so okay, you fixed the gate. What was the next?
So, and then like she had this fucking thing in the shower. The shower she wanted replaced or whatever, and I like didn't do anything about it for like 3 days. 3 days, you know, your showering still fucking works, bro. She like, I can't fucking believe you. How many times do I gotta ask? And I'm like, yo, bitch, who the fuck do you think you talking to? Who you talking to? All right, so because of that, I was on pussy probation or whatever. We got that shit fixed. And then it just kept getting more and more. So my mom, who's the landlord, would text, you know, if they need anything. You know, just they need anything, she'd help them out with like information and shit. This girl asked my mom for toilet paper, disinfectant, and paper rolls during lockdown. And I texted her, no, bitch. No, you live here. We got a lease. What are you talking? You get your little stinking ass down the fucking block and go to the dollar store like everybody else and get your own shit. Yeah, but your mom asked me if I wanted anything. I'm like, she's being nice, you fucking. What is wrong with you? You know? And then we talk about something and then we'd fall out and then she'd get mad. And then she disappeared for like fucking 30 days. She disappeared. My life was great. Okay. My life was fucking great, bro. I wake up, I drink coffee, I have a cigarette, I get a little high, do some yoga, you know what I'm saying? And then I'd be about my business. And then she came back one day, and it was like nothing had ever happened. Let me reverse a little bit. Right after the shower head, like 2 weeks later, she shows up in my place, and she's like, hey, I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Can you help me with my shit? And I'm like, okay. So yeah, so she had left for like a few weeks for this nursing gig, and then she'd come back, but she didn't tell me what time she was gonna be back. So right around 1 o'clock, I just was like, I'm gonna go take a shower, you know, fucking spruce up for the day. And while I'm taking a shower, she's texting me that she's downstairs, and then like, where am I? And to come get her shit. And I didn't respond because I'm in the fucking shower. And the next text I get, she says, she goes, you're the laziest piece of shit I've ever met in my fucking life. Ah! Who you talking to, bitch? Who you talking to? I'm in the shower, so I don't respond. I'm in the fucking shower. So I don't, all right, so I'm like, okay.
I think these things I don't say them to people.
I'm like, I'm literally, my hair's wet as shit. I look at this and I'm like, are you kidding? I just replied, what the heck? I didn't say what the hell.
Oh, what
I
the heck? Okay, keep it old school.
Because I gotta bring you to my level. Because I want you down in the notch. You understand?
Holy moly!
Yeah, dude. So I end up putting a shirt on, some shorts, and I was like, wow, this is a fucking okay. So I go on the staircase. She's spooky bitch for sure. And she's walking up the staircase, and she's got like a handful of like bags of clothes and another hand with like another bag, right? And I'm like, what is your deal? She's like, get out of my way unless you're gonna help me. I was like, what? I was like, take a breath. I was like, all right, go downstairs, and it's just bags of fucking clothes. It wasn't anything that was like, there was nothing heavy.
Like no
like clearly she got it down from the car. Clearly 30 days ago, that bitch got it downstairs. So I fucking confronted her, and she started like having this like breakdown of like, oh, when I left Chicago, the reason I left was because I was this like mad cunt. Basically, I was this like,
okay,
yeah. And so we had a moment about it. So we had like this talk through, and everything was fine. And then like every week, it just kept getting worse and worse. And now she started having issues with the roommate.
Her roommate. So she had a roommate?
She had a roommate, and this guy, his name is Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin has his own story because this dude just found Jesus, and he's fucking on one. Shut up. It gets to be too much, and he's a little neurotic and whatever. But he's a good guy. He's
Kevin's a white dude.
Yeah, he's a white dude.
Praise the Lord.
He used to be like his praise the Lord, baby. Praise the Lord. And so anyway, so like she and him have their own type of relationship, and then she one night she calls me. She's like, where are you? I was like, I'm at my mom's. So she had stuff delivered to my mom's house because the shit that she was getting delivered to the building kept getting stolen. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to my mom's house. I go to my mom's house. She has this gigantic fucking ab machine that she bought. I was like, all right.
I think I have one in my garage.
And then she sends me the text for you. I was like, I'm at my mom. She's like, hey, when are you gonna be back? I was like, I'll fucking let you know. So I take this thing and I hang out with my mom one day, and I go back home. I carry it up the staircase, and she's like, just leave it in the porch. I go to the porch and I leave it, and she opens the door. She was in the kitchen, and she starts to tell me that she's very fucking nervous about this Kevin dude because he bought too much food. He had food all over the kitchen. The kitchen was loaded with food.
Okay.
She's like, I think this guy's crazy. And I was like, what?
This is during
he's crazy?
This is pandemic, right? Where people are buying, more supplies and water. Okay.
And he just had food. He used to bodybuild. The guy goes on crazy diets and fasts, and it's all for this Jesus spiritual thing he's on. I don't know what's with him.
Praise the Lord.
Then praise the Lord. So she begins to tell me all these things about dude. I'm like, do you feel threatened? Are you under threat? Do you feel like he's a threat to himself? She's like, no. I was like, so I don't know what the fuck to tell her. Okay. I really don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, but there's your ab machine. And she just, she's like, yeah, can you take that to my room? Thanks. I was like, no,
thanks.
No. She never asked for shit and then said thanks after you respond. She said, can you do the thing? Thanks.
She told you, like,
do it.
That shit in my room, motherfucker.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
And I was like, no. So that was a whole fucking lot of tension there at that time. So this is like, what, 2-3 months already in this shit. Okay. And so she, she one day is mad at me because I'm not like feeding into like this cuddly boyfriend stuff she wants me to keep doing.
Schmooky. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is a summer fling. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be kind of like hands off, but you're getting mad like dependent and mad at me about a lot of shit, And so I ignored her about the Kevin thing. She thought that was disrespectful, so she was bad about that.
Because he was buying food, dude.
Because he was buying food.
That's a threat, dude.
All he did was honestly take up their cupboard space because he has so much food. It was a lot of food.
Oh no, like people like that shouldn't be allowed at open mics and parks. Anyways, they're a threat. Go ahead.
So she had got mad at me about some other shit. I got mad at her about some other shit, and now she's mad at me over texting because she got in an argument. She just developed an argument. She developed arguments. She's just like, you're the biggest waste of my time I've ever had. I've lost so much money trying to get to know you. And I just replied, I'm sorry I wasted your time. And then she replied, not as much as I am. I was like, yo, fucking.
Oh my
God.
Wow. The audacity. This is audacity. This is so. Anyways.
Then you fucked her after that.
Oh no, I put her on dick sabbatical. I was like, you nagging.
My dick is furloughed.
Yeah, my dick is furloughed for sure. Yeah, my dick was not. I mean, my dick was very happy to a certain degree.
Are you circumcised?
No.
Me neither. Okay, continue.
Thanks. That was wild. And so she's boiling over, and she's like, I'm gonna start dating other dudes and go on dates because I've been like talked to and propositioned by people. I was like, enjoy, have a good time. And then we got into this argument. She's like, I just want you to say that you care. I just want you to say, and like, you're going about it the wrong way with the wrong dude. So then she eventually had enough. I stopped talking to her. She got mad at my mom for another thing because she asked for the handyman to come and fix the window.
Okay.
And the handyman came in and fixed the window, but didn't tell her or us that he was coming. He just pops in.
Okay.
And it was like the third time that she had asked for something that he had come in and popped in.
Okay.
And she just didn't feel comfortable in her room, even though it was always locked. The whole thing, it was wild. So then I just get a text from her, like a few days, like let's say my birthday was Monday the 13th. I get a text from her on Friday, like the 10th or 11th. And she's just like, I bought a ticket to Turkey. I'm leaving the 14th.
What the fuck?
And I was like, damn, you'll be missed, That's wild. And she's like, and I doubt you'll be wanting to help me take my stuff down at 4 a.m. But in case you are, thanks. I was like, you think I'm going to get up the day after my birthday in the 4 a.m. to bring your shit downstairs? You out of your mind. You out of your fucking mind. So I just stopped texting her. She blocked me. She unfriended me. She unfollowed me. She did the whole 9. And she was like, she was yelling at me to stop texting her. I was like, I'm not. I'm
Wait,
not.
what do you mean yelling at you to stop texting?
Over like text message, and she was never like go away, but she was just like, why don't you just leave me alone? I'm like, I'm just talking to you.
Okay.
So she ends up leaving, bought a ticket to fucking Turkey, just dipped, and the bitch took the fucking room keys and the mailbox keys with her. She took the mailbox keys and the fucking apartment keys that she had that included her room.
Mm-hmm.
Patty.
What does patty mean?
Patty means just like low.
Patty. Oh, they said patty, like patty mayonnaise from Doug. Okay.
Yeah. Patty mayonnaise, baby. So that lasted 4 months, and it all started from Tinder. And she gone, and I had to go to Home Depot to buy the mailbox locks. Because she took the last keys, bro.
Okay, so that was the best of the den. Again, please like, subscribe, tell a friend, DM me. I got stickers. I do have merch. So if you want to hit me up, you can hit me up for merch. And again, go to lordvegas.com. Get some cool gear. I mean, Father's Day is coming up. I don't even know. So this should be out, but I don't even know. I don't know when Father's Day is because my dad got deported by Barack Obama. So he's been out of the country so long that I don't really celebrate because he would DM me here and there for money. But now, like I said, I have a kid now. I send him pictures of my son, and we have more of a relationship besides him messaging me every few months for money so he can buy. Actually, subscribe to the Patreon, $3 a month. I will get you exclusive content. And I got some images. We'll make it an NFT when my dad got arrested in Mexico. And there's all for drug and guns recently, right? This is what he got deported for guns, but he got arrested again. People never learn and change. So women, stop getting pregnant by losers. All right, Lobo Dad.
Lobo Dad.